Hey, welcome to the Infraway Flow. First in a series of trying to get the most out of your L1 and show you different ways to use it. This flow is what I do before anything athletic, whether it's lifting weights, playing basketball, whatever. I always start with the flow, and you can think of it like your baseline, something you can add on, tweak specifically for your needs. Let's get into it. This flow is about 12 unique movements. I'm gonna walk through it verbally. You'll obviously see it on the screen as well. It's something you can use with the L1 so easily. None of this is laying directly on your back. If you have to slow down, pause the video, please do. So the first is, really warming up this thoracic spine. The thoracic spine is the least mobile part of your spine. And so in here, we're trying to push our fingers into our chest, squeeze out as best we can. Everything in here is gonna be 3 to 6 reps, just kind of as you need it. From here, I'm transitioning into trying to keep really quiet hips, reach my arms out by my sides and get my shoulder just outside of that hip. So again, hips are silent and quiet, really just trying to slowly wake up that thoracic spine. Get moving. Most people think lumbar or your cervical spine is least mobile, but your thoracic's the least mobile. Your lumbar is actually the most mobile part of your spine. From here, reaching up on my tippy toes, trying to get really, really long and tall. And then from here, I'm gonna walk myself out into a push-up plank. And this is the first of a bilateral series here. So we're gonna push back into our hamstrings into downward dog, really trying to get big stretch in our hamstrings here. Again, 3 to 6 reps, how you're feeling. I usually am 120, 125 degrees Fahrenheit here. From here, I'm gonna lift my leg up into the air and then sweep it into a lunge. And we wanna keep that back knee off the ground, keep it 90, and we're in runner stretch. So I'm trying to drive that elbow inside, so my right elbow inside to the ground, keeping my left arm on the ground as I do it, rotating through that spine. From here, I'm sitting back into that back hip, just a little side lunge here, and then rotating into forward lunge. So lunging back into that back leg, up into that front lunge, waking up the hips here, trying to get as much range of motion, maintain my balance as best I can. From here, I'm planting my right arm on the outside of my knee and dropping my left hip to the ground. Trying to get some stretch there. From here, I'm transitioning into a kneeling position, and I'm basically, so I'll rotate for you. I'm putting my hands on my hips, and I'm thinking that I have water in my right ear, and I'm just trying to gently pour it out so I can get a really good stretch on that left side. Again here, go as needed. I'm going at my pace. This is things that you should slow down if you need to. Try to be 15, 20 seconds in that movement. Now we're gonna go back into downward dogs. Again, 3 to 6 pushes in here. Really just trying to get some length in those hamstrings. Hamstrings and glutes are really gonna be the key for taking away some of that lower back pain. I'm gonna repeat that whole series on the other side now. So making sure I'm in a 90 degree here, back leg is off the ground, back into runner stretch. So I'm going left elbow to the ground. Be careful here. I'm good at this. I have good range of motion, but you may need to work your way to get your elbow to the ground. But runner stretch is like the perfect stretch. Gonna squat back into that right leg, transition into a forward lunge, really get my hips warmed up and moving. These are all really good movements to just get a handle on because they're so much like so many activities and sports that we do. Again, hand on the outside, it's hard to see here. I have my hand on the outside of my left knee, and then I'm rolling my right hip to the ground. Then from here, transitioning into this kneeling position, and I'm thinking about water in my left ear now, and pouring it out over my hips. And so the key is here, getting your hands on your hips and keeping your shoulders as tall as you can, and just trying to dump that out so you can stretch out on the right side. Again, everything is 3 to 6 reps. That's probably 15, 20 seconds or so. From here, gonna do a couple more downward dog pushes. Before we transition, I'm gonna walk my feet up. Again, cool thing about all this is it scales really well. So if you feel like you aren't as good at some of this stuff, that's okay. It's easy to abridge some of this. So now we're in a really wide position stance, and I'm gonna work my thoracic spine, going these opposite reaches, trying to get as much range of motion as I can. Again, warming up that mid back. 6 on each side, 3 on each side, 6 on each side. Try these out. The only wrong way to do this stuff is to not do it. Now from here, I'm pushing back into my hamstrings again. This will be a much more intense stretch than it was with the downward dog. Really pushing into those hamstrings, getting some good length through it. From here, things can get a little complicated. We're gonna sweep our right leg through underneath our arms. So I'm gonna do this a couple times, then I'm gonna pull my left leg back for you guys. So coming back up here, I get my hands on the ground and I sweep my right leg through. Then from here, you can't see my toes, but I'm gonna pull my toes to my face and I'm gonna walk my chest away and then get my chest to the ground. All I'm doing here is trying to create some distance between that so I can get some good stretch. 3 to 6 reps. Now from here, I'm transitioning into pigeon. So all I'm doing is really rolling into that right leg and I'm trying to squeeze the left glute on the way up. So from here, my chest is down and on the way up, I'm squeezing that left glute. Leo is obviously joining the party, which is great. And again, everything is on each side. So I'm gonna come back to those really wide leg pushes into my hamstrings, move him to the side. Now I'm gonna take my left leg and sweep it through underneath my hands. And so again, 2 hands down, left leg goes through, right leg goes back, creating that good L. I pull my toes to my face and I walk my chest away, get my chest to the ground for 3 to 6 reps. And then to transition into pigeon, it's really simple. You just bend that top leg and then you straighten out that back leg as best you can. And then from here again, we're just chest down, opposite glute squeeze at the top. So now it would be my right glute that we're squeezing at the top. And again, I know I'm going fast. I've been doing this for 7+ years. Very attuned to this. So rewatch, slow it down. We can have a printed version of all these exercises as well. This part here is the ankle sits. Now these are quite uncomfortable, and I would say be prepared for some uncomfortability, but we're keeping our toes, ankles, and knees together as best we can, and we're sitting back down on our heels. So my toes are curled underneath me and I'm stretching out the bottoms of my feet. It is not comfortable, but ankle mobility is super important. So I wanna hold that for 30 to 60 seconds, and then it's much easier counterpart is laces down. So I shake my toes out and then I sit back on the front side of my feet, leaning back in there, getting as much mobility in those ankles as I can. And then from here, now I'm feeling good and I'm ready to move. And so this has been the Infraway Flow. Thanks.